Authenticity. That's one of the things that I used to struggle as a creator, just being real in general, because I think we've been fed all of these lies that we have to fake it till we make it. Now, social media is absolutely cooked. Let's be real for a second. It's cooked because it's a lot of influencers portraying something that it's not really there, most of them, to be honest. And, I've consumed a lot of content by these guys that spend time on a boat with their buddies and live a good life and sell courses and whatever. And while some of it is truly real, because I was part of it for a little while, I traveled with a bunch of dudes and we were more with a purpose. It wasn't just like, oh, let's go have fun on a boat to get some ladies in here and just live a degenerate life. Now, to be fair, maybe it's just because I'm too old. I'm not too old, but I'm more mature now than I used to, because to be fair, when I was 20, 21, 22, to be fair, from 21 to 27, I was living that kind of life because I was a photographer, a nightlife content creator. So I spent a lot of times drinking, partying, and having a good time with my buddies. Now, the way I view spending time on a boat and drinking on a boat, it's still, it's higher level degeneracy. Now, I'm not saying that you're a degenerate if you like to spend time with the bros. Listen, I travel with my homies. I travel to visit family and I have a good time, right? But the point that I'm trying to make is that you have to define what's real for you. The thing with social media is that it's just a communication tool, right? You have to be successful somewhere or on the journey to be successful somewhere. And you use social media to communicate that. And then that communication translates into views, followers, clients, customers, you name it, right? The success of social media. Now, of course, if you're a pretty lady, pretty guy, right, it's quite easy because naturally human psychology, it works like that. It's like, oh, we see a beautiful person and we lose our minds over it. We instantly trust them more. We give them our money more often, right? We like to follow them. Like if it's a thirst trap, it's a completely different. I mean, it's the same, right? It's like if it's a thirst trap, it's even easier. That's why a lot of these models, they are very famous, or like should I say, they have a lot of followers, and their DMs are rammed with a lot of gentlemen that are quite not socially calibrated. So how do you become authentic? How can you be real on social media? Well, number one thing is just actually defining what do you actually want? What's real to you? And to be fair, with time, that a lot of that stuff changes. For example, when I was 10 years ago, when I was starting out in clubs and I was traveling for parties, and looking back at it, I don't regret any of that. It's just like what I wanted back then was just like, I loved attention, I loved female companionship, and I loved making money. So, and all of these things kind of combine into one. And most importantly, which I forget to mention, is that I loved creating stuff. I loved creating art, and I loved making people move, or in this case, in my case specifically, I used a lot of FOMO. So my content focused on a lot of FOMO, where I create like this super hype video, which is like looking awesome and cool, and photos as well, and then show it to people. Right? You distribute that art and people feel like, oh man, I got to go there next time. So my clients make more money. That was the main primary goal. And I got compensated for it. And that came with benefits, right? So, but over time that changed. And maybe because I lived that life, I'm like, oh, that didn't really make me happy, even though I thought it would make me happy. So it's important to understand that sometimes whatever you seek, it's not going to really make you happy when you attain it. And that became really clear for me, especially after doing this for a while. You always seek more and more and more, but you try to fill this bucket of, I don't know what it is, but you fill your own bucket with all these external things when you should be looking from your own internal perspective, like what makes you happy. Like it's hard to say what makes you happy, but because for simple reason, actually. This is turning into like a personal development video, which I didn't consider this might be, but if you're still here, congrats. But what does that mean, right? So it means that you have to face yourself. It's like if you have to bring out the real you, like you have to reflect and look at like, why am I the way I am, or where I want to go, and what if I continue this way, where will I go, right? And in terms of like where I am now and why am I here now, like what led me to this moment. So, and a lot of it is trauma. Like it's like I'm not gonna dive into it as if I know a lot about it. Like I'm just talking about the stuff that I see and the stuff that I've done, and might help you. So I'm not sure. But the point is, define what you actually want. Like define what's real for you. For me, the reality isn't like I want to go on a boat with a bunch of dudes and sell courses to a bunch of other dudes, overpriced courses that where the first module of the course is, bro, it's all in the mindset. You just paid me 10K, but listen, it's all in the mindset. You can manifest it. Do you meditate? Have you read these books like Psycho-Cybernetics? Have you read Reality Transurfing and all that stuff? Like, it's a bit cringe, but that's the truth. And like, I see the market moving away from it because all of these people kind of ruined the trust within the marketplace. And a lot of people are questioning, is it worth my time, paying this guy in the first place? Here's the thing, time is free, but it's actually the most valuable thing as well. And people are starting to understand it. So it's important to kind of build trust quickly and display your expertise as quickly as you can and get them a result, right? Especially if they're giving you money. And the easiest way to get them to give you money is to sell something for very cheap and get them a result really quick. So then you can get them into your system and upsell them and whatever. But let's get back on track again. What is real to you? Like, what do you actually want? A lot of people are going to be like, oh, I just want to make money and travel the world and whatever. And yeah, I get it. That's what I wanted as well. But for me, what is real? Real is helping my mom retire. Is making sure that my dad doesn't need to work on the stuff that he doesn't want to work. Making sure that my fiance does not need to work if she doesn't want to. Right? Now, I'm not saying let her become a lazy person, right? Sleep all day, whatever. No. She has an option to do what she wants and work on what she wants. And I realized this, by the way, when I had like really great few months last year and a couple of years before that, actually, where I made sizable, decent amount of money. I didn't really have many expenses. And all I wanted to do was just like, literally, I took my sister to a trip to Disneyland because I was like, I'd love to give her that experience. Took my parents for breakfast, take my friends and family somewhere, It's like, I value experiences more, time with people that you enjoy spending time with, your friends and your close family and stuff like that. So like my best time spent is literally when me and my parents and my grandma or my fiance, my sister, we just spend time together. Like it doesn't matter what we do, right? It's just go do something. Same with my friends. We go karting, we go mountain biking. And it's those experiences that make it real, that make it actually worth it. All of the work that we're doing, that's what makes it worth it. Now, this might sound like, oh man, like what are you talking about? I know what it sounds like, but that's what I'm doing it for. Like I'm doing it as much as it might sound like selfless, but it is very selfish. Because I do want to make money. Like I'm not here to like provide philanthropy. I'm not at that stage yet where I could just donate my time freely or my resources freely. I'm not there. But I'm trying to design my business around my life. The life that I want to live. Like I want to just point in a map and be like, okay, we're going to go and live here for like 2-3 months and experience the culture. Like I want to go to Japan. Like we're going to go to Japan. Like that's what I'm trying to get to. And that's how I'm trying to build my business. So I don't need to be working 24/7 on my laptop and putting out the fires, right? That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So define what's real for you. That's number one thing. It's like seeing what you want to have. And you have to be very specific. And I'm sure you've probably maybe seen these videos before, but they will tell you that, oh, it's mindset, it's this or that. And while it is true, it is mindset, it's not very clear for a lot of people. And then the other thing, consider that what do you actually enjoy doing? Like what skills do you have that you can transfer, that you can help others with? Like selling done for you service is like the easiest thing that you can sell because it's done for you. It's hardest to deliver, naturally. Selling knowledge, info, courses, whatever, is the hardest thing to sell and the easiest thing to deliver, because people are beginning to be more wary. They're guarding their time, and their resources as well. So whenever you decide on what you actually enjoy doing, it kind of becomes more clear. The path becomes more clear to getting a result. Because the only thing you need to do is just like reverse engineer the steps. And I make it sound like you're the only thing you need to do. But yes, it's simple, but it's not easy. Which brings us back to the original question: how do you become authentic? How you become real? It's not something you become, it's something that you simply are. It's accepting your flaws. It's accepting that you're not perfect and putting it out there and being okay with people judging you. It's being able to obviously communicate certain things, certain messages, and just sharing the things that you believe in, like your philosophy, the way you do things. Being a bit crazy, but not too crazy to the way where people go like, okay, this guy's a bit too crazy. But if you're crazy enough, people will make you their leader. If you look at the most crazy people that ever been around, there's been leaders. Like, these crazy people were leaders. Unless you're just a little bit too crazy, you're a bit off the spectrum, right? Where you don't have the social skills, because everything comes down to ability to communicate. Your social skills are, well, it is your social skills, your communication skills. And those skills, again, come from two things, which is, well, first of all, communicating with people, or communicating your message to people and looking for the feedback, which is what I'm doing right now. So do with this information what you will. I don't really have anything to sell. Honestly, like, there's no smooth transition to any offers that I have. But if you want to build a personal brand, build an audience of buyers, and actually communicate your message more effectively so you can make more money, live the life that you want, you can click the link below, DM me the word YouTube, and we'll chat to see if you're a good fit. I'll see you in the next one.